She is now Mrs. John Quinn.
Was there another John Quinn?
What the fuck? He survived!
The very same one, my boy.
Welcome back for another movie reaction, and today we'll be watching Barry Lyndon, directed by the great Stanley Kubrick. This was a Patreon request, another one actually from I Like to Stay Home. They requested Pie, which I watched a few weeks ago. Both of those are eventually going to make YouTube. I don't know which one's going to come first, but thank you, I Like to Stay Home. You've been one of my greatest patrons since I started doing Patreon, and here you are coming through again with another greatest of all time request. Special shout out to you. What I do know about this movie, it's a period piece, and that's from what was told to me when the movie was requested. I'm looking at the cover right here, and it says 4 Oscars. So a Stanley Kubrick film that won 4 Oscars, already off to a good start. A reminder again, this was a greatest of all time request. If you want to request a movie for me that I guarantee to watch within 2 weeks, head on over to Patreon, select the highest tier, and I will make sure to watch that movie for you ASAP. I do reserve the right to not post it to YouTube because of length issues or nudity or just extreme gore and violence, but 99.9% of the time, you should be good. So let's get into this. Before we begin, I do want to remind you that you can vote on what I watch, see full-length reactions, and get early YouTube edits on my Patreon through the link in the description. If not, just make sure you subscribe or leave a thumbs up on this video if you do enjoy it. It really helps my channel reach a wider audience, and I greatly appreciate it. But now, it's time for the show. Let's go. By what means Redmond and Barry acquired the title and style of Barry Lyndon? Also, Lyndon is a title? Thought that was a last name.
Barry's father would have made an eminent figure had he not been killed in a duel.
Murdered over horses, and that's how we're opening up the movie. Playing cards on a rainy day. Little stuff like that can make it relatable to today.
I have taken the ribbon. Find it. I will think very little of you if you do not find it.
What kind of game is that? That's some freaky shit.
Feels the ribbon. Pleasure of finding the ribbon.
That's how they do it, though. Back then over there, you're supposed to marry your cousin, I think.
Their scarlet coats and swaggering airs filled Barry with envy.
I forgot why Barry, maybe they said why Barry isn't out there. I feel like he's of age. That actor looks very familiar.
If ever I should meet him again, you would fight him sword or pistol, captain as he is.
Redmond, don't be so silly.
He's a captain in the military. Better get your training up, man. I did not think this was going to be a period piece on a love triangle from Stanley Kubrick.
I must have forgotten him somewhere.
It would appear you have a great deal to discuss in private.
He can see right through that shit.
As many yards as you like.
Oh, he has one too? She's just a freaky girl. Probably some good ass food. Oh my god, it's just been stares and looks this entire time. No one's spoken, but we know what they're all saying to each other.
To Captain and Mrs. John Quinn.
You still want that duel?
Here is my toast, dear Captain John Quinn.
Oh, no fucking way, man. Oh, shit.
He takes a girl without a penny, flinging herself at the head of every man in these parts. These 5 years past.
Oh, so she's doing this with everybody. Come on, man. What's wrong with you? Yeah, he's just a boy. They're just letting us know he's still a kid.
Will you arrange a meeting?
If it must be, it must.
I thought a meeting like talking. They meant a meeting like dueling. Be some crazy shit if he killed this guy. Better not be some bullshit with the gun, like one of them gets stuck or someone sabotages something.
You're but a boy. 10 guineas at your service.
I will consider the whole affair honorably settled.
This is a big moment for the character very early in the movie. And this dude right here that's handing him the money is a good fucking guy. I can tell right away.
Aim your pistols.
Damn, it's like this. I thought you like
1,
take 10 steps and then turn around. This is fucked.
2, 3.
Oh my god.
You've robbed us of 1,500 a year. Now, you'd better ride off before the police are up.
Come on, Redmond. I'll go home with you.
Oh, Redmond, not Raymond. I thought duels were legal.
Dublin is the best place for him. He can stay there till matters are blown over.
Child has never been away from home in his life.
I thought this was gonna be something where he like trains and maybe becomes a skilled swordsman, marksman, or something over time, and then he comes back, challenges that guy to a duel, and then he gets the girl. But nope, dude's already dead. It's like a drive-through.
Goodbye.
Why that dude look like that? Is there something waiting for him in these woods and that he could have warned him about? I'm already digging the aesthetic of this movie. Feels like fall. Like I can smell it.
Don't even think about it. Get down.
That's the same guy? Oh my God. He rode ahead.
Captain Feeney at your service. May I introduce you to my son?
How do you do?
A known captain and he's out here robbing people?
Mightn't I be allowed to keep my horse?
We must be able to travel faster than our clients. Good day, young sir.
That was the most polite robbery I've ever seen in my life.
All clever young fellows who are free and able are hereby invited to step up, meet the recruiting officer.
No fucking way he's gonna join the English army.
Old England forever.
Smash cut to him walking in formation with the whole garb on.
I have a new beaker. This one is full of grease. The gentleman in towel and a basin of turtle soup.
And a basin of turtle soup. Sounds like some Frasier shit.
Ask him about his wife. Why did you hide so yesterday? Afraid of getting your ears boxed.
Okay. Okay.
The last man remains standing. He is the winner.
You're too big to be getting your face split open in the first minute. Why are they cheering this much? Did no one like that guy?
He was transformed into a proper young soldier. One of these occasions brought Captain Grogan.
No, that dude, I like that dude. He winked at him. You could just tell he's cool.
She is now Mrs. John Quinn.
Was there another John Quinn?
What the fuck? He survived!
The very same one, my boy. The shot you hit him with, it was only made of tow.
Toe.
It was so he would go away? It's one of the biggest twists to happen early in the movie I've ever seen. Oh my God, imagine the guys next to you just falling. You gotta keep marching? Shit. No fucking way. I wouldn't even have thought this was a war movie. They introduced that they were at war very early on, so maybe it is.
Kiss me, my boy, for we'll never meet again.
On the lips?
And an accident occurred which took him out of the service in a rather singular manner.
No way he's gonna run into that guy again. Is that what he means?
Making a great big mystery about it. Now, what on earth is going on? Oh, my God. You're not serious.
So they're lovers? Or do they just care about each other? I don't know. I mean, soldiers kiss each other on the mouth before they die, so...
Here was the opportunity to escape from the army for which he had been searching.
I was just thinking that too. Like, that's literally perfect timing.
He rode away, determined never again to fall from the rank of a gentleman.
Rank of a gentleman. I don't know if they're being literal or figurative.
Is there an inn nearby?
I don't think so.
And she is loving this guy. Look at that. Can't contain her smile.
And how old is Peter?
1 year old.
And where might Peter's father be?
Off fighting.
He's in the war.
Like everyone else, man.
What is the name?
Jonathan.
Would you like stay with me?
And now he's going by Jonathan. They need some type of interaction in that capacity, you know, intimacy.
A lady who sets her heart on a lad in uniform must prepare to change lovers pretty quickly.
Wow. Narrator just let us know how it was back then.
I'm traveling to Bremen.
Bremen is in the opposite direction. May I ask whether you're carrying your identity papers?
Damn, this is the first time he's actually being pressed or checked on him stealing this guy's identity. This is some serious shit.
I'd be very honored if you'd allow me to offer you a meal and bed for the night and a proper map to be drawn up for the journey.
No thanks. Something's up. I have urgent documents I have to get there.
He described the king and the ministers, boasted that the British ambassador was his uncle, and even offered a letter of introduction.
The narrator's adding a little humor to this.
Whom are you carrying your dispatches?
General Williams.
Sergeant, dieser Mann ist unter Arrest.
What the fuck? See, I knew he was up to some shit.
The gauntlet was the most common penalty. The more serious ones were punishable by mutilation or death.
Lucky that didn't happen to him. What the fuck? So he's joining... Oh, they think he's deserting their army? What the fuck? Or did they just take him? This type of fighting seems more efficient than just walking across on an open field. Those dudes were basically killing themselves. You saved the officer that caught you deserting's life? He's not petty.
Bravery in rescuing Captain Pottsdorf was to be specially rewarded with the sum of 2 Frederick d'Or.
This dude's all over the place, and he just keeps getting this influx of money all the time.
Colonel may say I'm a ruined lad and send me to the devil, but be sure of this, I would go to the devil to serve the regiment.
That's the perfect thing to fucking say. That's what the... Dude's got away with words.
You may make yourself useful. If you succeed, your reward will be secure.
Sending him on a top secret mission in a secure folder?
Find out whether he is a spy.
Does this interest you?
Anything that can be of service to yourself and to Captain Pottsdorf.
So now they got him doing some James Bond type shit? Never a dull moment, huh?
Wer ist der junge Mann, der Sie backen voll?
Jawohl, Euer Gnaden.
Sein Name ist Laszlo Zilag.
What?
But when Barry saw the splendor of the Chevalier's appearance, he felt it impossible to keep disguise with him.
No fucking way. This dude just keeps switching sides, man. He's on everyone's team.
The Chevalier was as much affected as Barry, for he too was an exile from home.
Yeah, that's understandable. I could see why. He is basically a prisoner for these guys. And everything he's saying has that tone of like a hostage. I'll do anything you want me to, and I'll proudly serve.
Having a remarkably fine eyesight, he was able to give his dear patron much assistance against his opponents.
Oh my God.
Though I cannot say how, I believe you have cheated me.
I deny your grace's accusation.
Everyone picks up on deception in this movie very quickly. It's hard to get stuff past people.
The prince told him quite clearly that he wished to have his money. He'd have to fight for it. The prince has left him only that choice.
Still not fully sure on what they're trying to get out of this guy and who's like actually holding him. I got the gist of it though.
You said he takes a drive every day. Any reason to believe he'll do any different tomorrow?
No, sir.
Damn, they're setting this dude up. Well, he's definitely not going to take the carriage that day.
My orders are to escort you to the frontier.
But I'm not going to the frontier. I'm going to the Austrian ambassador's house.
What the fuck? That's Barry Lyndon. Or that's Redmond. And that's going to be his way to get out of here. Oh my God, this is genius.
Soon there was no court in Europe where he and the Chevalier were not received. They were speedily in the very best society.
This is nuts, man. This is fucking crazy. They can't cheat anymore, though.
Tout sur la carte.
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm like, there's no way they can't be cheating anymore. And look at this motherfucker pulls a card out of his sleeve.
Woe to the man who did not pay when Redmond Barry was sure to wait upon him with his great skill with the sword.
Oh, motherfuckers don't pay. You got a sword fight? Nah, man. Let's go through every other avenue. You'll get your money. You rich motherfucker, you can't pay? You rather fight to the death?
I will pay you today, sir.
I'll pay you today. Is that a real
Though
fucking
they were swimming on
castle
the high
sitting
side
up
of
there?
fortune.
These manners, is this real? These aren't movie sets, right?
A lady who will play a considerable part in the drama of his life. The Countess of Lyndon.
No way. He married rich? That's where the Lyndon came from? All this powder on their faces. They all look like wood carvings, like puppets. Barry causing shit over these women. It's a recurring thing with him.
I'm going outside for a breath of air.
She clearly wanted to step away so Barry could come out to her. And we know from the title of the movie, he eventually gets with her because he gets that name. And they know we would put that together. But there's no way it's just that simple. A smart guy. And if you're gonna marry rich, it doesn't hurt that she looks good too. Yeah, all these gotta be real places. I mean, look at that stuff. You can't make that on a Hollywood set. Not back then. When was this released? I don't even know.
My wife's so fond of me, she's even now thinking of appointing a successor. Isn't it a comfort to see her like a prudent housewife?
That's her husband? I thought that was her father. Oh, that's fucked.
What are the odds I live to see Barry hanged?
Let those laugh that win.
Let those laugh that win. Woo, that's some slick shit. Okay, another intermission. Just like 2001: A Space Odyssey.
We are gathered together here, sight of God, face of this congregation, joined together.
Jump straight out of the intermission right into the marriage.
Considering the causes, matrimony was ordained. The procreation of children. And
right, this is gonna be his new son. Is that one of the misfortunes that's gonna befall him? Maybe loss of son or a disconnect?
Would you mind not smoking for a while? Redmond?
Oh, damn.
Not very much more important than the elegant carpet which would form the background of his existence.
They let us know she basically becomes eye candy. That's it.
Her ladyship presented Barry with a son, Barry Lyndon.
I guess that's how you'd celebrate a new baby back then.
She preferred quiet, or to say the truth, he preferred it for her, tranquil behavior in woman.
Straight used her for her title and discarded her and her son.
Lady Lyndon tended to a melon.
Damn, that was the maid he was tonguing down like that while walking his baby in the garden?
Les cœurs, l'un par l'autre attirés, se communiquent leur substance. Deux miroirs.
Look at her. All the life is just drained out of her.
Would you mind excusing us? I'm sorry.
Come on, man. Try to repair your marriage. Get this woman out of this hole she's free falling in. Your wife. But he's a con man. I can't trust him. Son's not gonna like that. Something with that son's gonna come back up. He's had too many cold, sneering looks.
Give your father a proper kiss.
No respect. Ooh.
Lord Bullingdon, you have insulted your father.
And the baby's crying.
6. I've never laid a cane on the back of a lord, but if you force me to, I shall speedily become used to the practice.
Basically, you're gonna get a spanking every time you get out of line. I'm not having that shit.
Barry believed that the evil consequences which ensued were entirely of Bullingdon's creating.
Right, like you kissing women and shit in front of him had nothing. Are we getting a time jump? What the fuck?
His hatred for Barry assumed an intensity equaled only by his increased devotion to his mother.
It's a little unsettling how much this dude is like on his mom's shit though, like where he's sitting next to her and holding her hand.
Here is 19 golden guineas for you, one for each head that you cut off.
Were you allowed to keep the heads?
I have a feeling he told a lot of stories like that to his son. No, damn well that's not what happened.
You could be penniless tomorrow, and darling Brian at the mercy of his stepbrother.
So what are you saying? This is like The Sopranos.
You must obtain a title, Lord Lyndon.
Okay, so she's saying just become Lord Lyndon, not kill Bullington.
It is not an easy matter. 30,000 a year should have a peerage.
He's buying them. Probably how they all were made back then.
This is by Ludovico Cordi, a disciple of Alessandro Allori, dated 1600.
Ludovico, wasn't that from A Clockwork Orange?
Lyndon has raised a company of troops and sent them to America to fight the rebels against your crown.
Good, that's right, Mr. Lyndon.
Now you're representing House Lyndon and you were known for sending troops to the Americas. He's doing all the right things.
Gentlemen, I'm going to leave you on your own for a few minutes. You may carry on with your work.
I'm curious on how these two felt about each other. Now we get a glimpse.
Give it.
No, it isn't.
Yo, nah, you're not about to be. I don't know how old he is. Nah, he's still in school, so yeah, they still got spankings.
Kill you if you lay hands on me ever again. Is that entirely clear to you, sir?
Get out of here.
He said, you do that shit again, you put a hand on me, I'll kill you. I don't expect Bullington, who fucking argues with a pencil with a little kid, to be able to kill him, but Act 2, the misfortune of Barry Lyndon, it said, so...
What a pity it is I am not dead. The Lyndons would then have a worthy representative, would they not, Mr. Redmond Barry?
He's calling him out in front of everybody. Yo!
I have decided to leave my home and never return.
I knew this was coming. This isn't a good look, though. The word of this has gotta spread.
Why don't you come over and join me?
I'm expecting someone to join me soon.
Lady Lyndon and I have missed your company lately.
He's not coming back around after you acted like a damn fool in front of everybody.
His friends fell away from him, and a legend arose of his cruelty to his stepson.
Right, that was cruelty. Like, the dude said it very nicely, like that. I'm sick of being abused. Didn't the son say, if you ever put your hand on me, I'm gonna kill you? So he might come back and kill him. I just thought of that. And just that room they were sitting in right there, look how majestic it looked.
I want a real horse.
You think you're big enough for the hunt, do you?
There's nothing I want in the whole world more than a horse.
A horse accident? Those were common today. Can't imagine back then. For a little kid, dangerous.
But one of the boys in the stable told you'd already bought it.
You will not ride that horse except in the company of your father.
Oh, shit. I knew it. Something's gonna happen on this horse, and this kid's gonna break his fucking neck.
Oh, what has happened here?
Riding across the field, sir, and having trouble with the horse.
Dude, they said he was trying to break the horse. Why are you riding it, little kid?
The doctors were called. Such as came could only confirm the hopelessness of the poor child's case.
What?
I can't feel anything. That means I'm already dead in part of my body.
No, my darling.
From the mouth of babes. That much more horrific.
Promise me something. Love each other, that we may meet again in heaven.
Damn, he has accepted death. Not only does he know he's dying, he's ready.
Though he were dead.
When would that be a good thing? When there's a small coffin. What more could happen to him? Now that's the question.
Always vaporish and nervous, plunged into devotion that you would have imagined her almost distracted.
That actress is doing actually a better job than Barry is, I would say, in her role. She is killing it because she's the one that's really going through more torment than anyone else.
You need have no concern about my wages, but it is out of the question to consider leaving her ladyship in her present state.
He doesn't even care about the money. He just doesn't want her to completely fall to the wayside.
You are largely responsible for the state of mind she is in. Sooner you leave, the better she will be.
That is 100% bullshit.
Your son almost succeeded in destroying a fine family, and what little remains depends on keeping her prisoner.
The Reverend always knew deep down, too, that this is what they wanted to do. Everyone did. It's a part of the game.
Her ladyship made an attempt to kill herself by taking poison. She succeeded only in making herself dangerously ill.
Man, you gave yourself just enough to torture yourself? Not even to kill yourself? Oh, poor woman just... I was going to say can't catch a break, but if she did catch a break this time, she wouldn't be alive.
If my mother had died, it would have been as much my responsibility as I had poured the strychnine for her myself.
I knew we weren't done with him. I think he's still technically the rightful heir.
To such an extent as which no gentleman can willingly suffer, I have now come to claim that satisfaction.
The way they talk about, like, shooting each other. Like, I've come to claim that satisfaction.
Your second has loaded one, and I have loaded the other. But as they belong to Lord Bullingdon, you may have whichever one you wish.
That's fair.
Bullingdon calls correctly. He will have the first fire. Incorrectly, Mr. Lyndon will have the first fire.
The first fire? It's not at the same time like earlier?
Lord Bullingdon, cock your pistol and prepare to fire.
Dude, you don't even know what you're doing? You don't even know how to cock the pistol without shooting it? Oh my god.
I'm sorry, Lord Bullingdon. You must first stand your ground and allow Mr. Lyndon his turn to fire.
Oh my god. This guy's character has been tested the entire movie. This is the ultimate test. Are you gonna kill this dude? There's no way Barry's missing this shot. You were there and watched them grow up. Y'all don't have any type of feeling for each other. It's complete hate and disdain to the point where you have no problem killing each other. It's fucking crazy. Listen, after that, I'm throwing the gun down.
Lord Bullingdon, in view of Mr. Lyndon having fired into the ground, you have received satisfaction?
Right, exactly. He spared your life. Something's got to give.
I have not received satisfaction.
He's just like it. I was gonna say he's just like his dad, but that's not his actual dad. But his dad was gonna die the same way. He was willing to die to shoot Quinn over this shit.
1, 2.
Oh my God.
Barry was carried to an inn nearby. The surgeon was called.
Oh, it's just a leg. Oh, not just a leg. I mean, back then, that means you might lose it.
I'm very sorry to have to tell you this, Mr. Lyndon. I'm afraid you'll have to lose the leg. It's likely below the knee.
But you're not gonna have to see that, right? Please tell me they're not gonna show us that. Come on.
See to it that she is out of the house as quickly as possible.
Yes, my lord.
Chaplain smirking. He's like, yes, finally. Feels good. Could be worse.
Lord Bullingdon has instructed me to offer you 500 guineas a year for life.
Damn. I mean, it's hard to turn down that offer. At least you're going to get 500, whatever he said. Free fell. He was on top of the world.
What was the lonely and broken-hearted man to do?
With one leg.
But he appears to have resumed his former profession of a gambler without his former success. He never saw Lady Lyndon again.
The swindler got swindled in the very, very end. He didn't get that ultimate prize that he wanted. And he lost his son. Got that same look in her eyes when she saw his name. That stared off spacey look that everyone was so concerned about. He's Lyndon. That's how serious it got. He took your name. It was for said person is living world. They're all equal now. So was this a book? Is that why it says written for screen? Oh, based on a novel. Okay, Ryan O'Neal. I've definitely seen his name before in something. Marissa did an amazing job. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Barry Lyndon. I mean, I don't want to, but it's only natural I compare it to his other films. It felt like a day in the life. Even though it had a story, it didn't feel like there was like a plot or like there was a problem or issue that it took a whole movie's length to resolve. It was like Full Metal Jacket, A Clockwork Orange, something that's happening to this person and it's being documented. And technically, this is partially a war movie. I guess you can throw it in as history or whatever. I'm sure he was fighting in a real war. It looks like Game of Thrones with the grassy hillside and the castles and the manner and the way everyone's speaking, and there's royalty and there's lower class or spheres, as the movie kept using that term. It was all about him moving up to a higher sphere, having a sphere of people. And I've never seen so much polite ridicule in a movie. Like telling that dude about having some basin turtle soup. He took such offense to it. And when he got robbed from that famous captain, even when the stepson decided to kill him, or not even decided to just leave, he did it in the most polite fashion. And Barry being aggressive and violent and not acting gentlemanly, which we knew he was all along, that was the start of his fall. And we could say he started this out as a kid in this movie because everyone referred to him as a kid, sappy, lovesick. He got robbed really early, didn't think to protect himself. And if not a kid, at least inexperienced in life. And we all know about the things you do for love when you're young, like stupid lovesick, you know, just you don't use common sense when you're younger. That's what it is. I mean, a lot of adults don't use common sense too, let's be honest. But when you're a kid, you can chalk it up to immaturity. A lot of stuff that adults usually grow out of. It's a 3-hour movie, but especially in the first part before the intermission, he kept moving from location to location to location to location. And when he finally decided to settle down, that's when the intermission came, and that was the second half of the movie. His life as Barry Lyndon, and when he got what he wanted, what led to him losing it all. And he lost it all. But for a movie that was 3+ hours, it kept it pushing along. He was a good spy. He should have just stayed in that line of work, because the whole deception and even like seducing women, he's got it down. And the Countess of Lyndon was probably the best actor in this whole movie. The makeup and all that obviously helped relay her emotions and feelings, but that dead cold look in her eyes when she was in the tub and when she signed that paper at the end, and when she was like losing her mind when her son said he was gonna leave, and then when she sat down with her son who was at the bed. You know, she didn't speak much, but we felt what she was going through. The first part was definitely an adventure. The second part, a tragedy. I felt like this is something we should have watched in school. You know, when a teacher throws on a movie in class and you're like, yes, I don't have to do work. Then it turns out, holy shit, this is actually interesting. Like, what the fuck? And I think that's because due to the war, it had some historical context. But the movie, at every level, from where he started in the countryside to being with, forgot the dude's name, the chivalry, I can't pronounce it. The dude he impersonated as across the frontier, the fancy guy who he was sneaking car tricks with, who he was supposed to be spying on. And every time he got caught deceiving somebody, he kind of got called out on it. So I wouldn't say he's the best spy, but he could have been a spy. Let me just say that. This is a great coming of age movie. As far as period pieces go, man, how many period pieces have I seen? If I have, I don't remember. Is this the first one? There's no way this is the first one. So many unexpected things happening. Some you saw coming, and I know him losing his leg is symbolic of something. I could see it. I can see it means something, but I don't know what. And I know it was 3 hours and that's long, but let me tell you, Apocalypse Now, 3+ hours, it didn't feel like it. Not like compared to Apocalypse Now. I watched that and you could feel, by the time it got to the end, it was like, oh my God, what more could happen? And here, you're thinking, is he gonna learn from this? Is he gonna change his character? Is he gonna keep being the same guy he is? Is there really no hope for anyone reconciling? It's just like harsh reality. There was no happy ending, and he didn't die. He just went home, missing a leg with his mom, getting $500 a year. He didn't make off too bad. He did lose a son though, and a leg, and a wife, and the title that he wanted. But you know what? He kind of deserved it all. And one last thing, the narrator, the omnipresent slight in his voice, it's like he's being clever and cryptic. That was also good in helping move and push the story along and fill in the gaps when they did a time jump or he moved to a different area or location, because the dude was traveling in the first half. If there was ever a movie to watch that you could use as a time machine to put you back in that time, from the duels to the food to the customs to the war to the way things were fought, watching this movie might be your best bet. If there's anything I might have missed, please tell me about it in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed watching my reaction. All I ask is that you leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet. You can also vote on what I watch, see full-length reactions, and get early YouTube edits on my Patreon through the link in the description. This was a Patreon request from I Like to Stay Home. I Like to Stay Home, thank you once again for requesting another movie. You kind of know what my tastes are. You know, length and stuff like that doesn't matter. A good movie is a good movie. And when I saw the 4 Oscars, and I still don't know what they were for, hopefully one of them was for the actress. And one of them had to be for the cinematography. And thank you for recommending a movie that I never heard of. Those are the movies I want to see, not something that I kind of know something about. I want movies I know nothing about, and other people on Patreon were glad for me to watch this as well. So thank you so much. If you want to recommend a movie that I guarantee to watch within 2 weeks, head on over to Patreon, select the highest tier, message me, and I reserve the right not to watch something because it's not going to go on YouTube, because I want you to recommend me something that I can eventually edit and, you know, put up on YouTube. So Barry Lyndon, this is definitely going up there. Don't worry about time constraints, nothing like that. I got you. You guys are the best. We're a family. You know that. That's it for me. Until next time, spread peace and love. I'm out.